Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Board Game Arena. It's Capital G here, and today we are looking at a card game called Race for the Galaxy. Alright, and good luck to you too, my friend. Nero. Where is he from? From Gunto, Poland. Polish people are awesome, actually. Starting with these two cards. Anyways. We're dealt with 6 cards, we have to discard down to 4 to begin, and here we go. So here's how the game works. The game takes place over 5 phases each turn. Only the phases that are chosen by the players involved in the game will actually occur. Let's take these 2 cards. I'm not actually off to a good start here, but hopefully we'll find something better. So yes, in a 2-player game, we're each allowed to choose 2 phases. The game does play up to 4 people. When playing on Board Game Arena, most people like to play 2. Let's see if we can find something better. Oh, this will be fun. Let's grab that one. So, when any phase is chosen, both players will play the phase, ignoring any phases that are not chosen. However, whoever selects the phase will get a bonus. If multiple players select the phase, then those multiple players will both get the bonuses for it. Also, the cards that you have in play may interact with specific phases. They would be listed on the card towards the left, and in the online version of the game you can always highlight the card to see what it would do for you. So let's start by talking about the phases. Explore phase allows people to draw cards. Everyone will draw 2 cards, keeping only 1. If you also have 2 in the explore phase, you have 2 possible bonuses you can choose from. The first allows you to draw and keep an additional card. The second bonus allows you to draw 5 additional cards, but only keep 1. The second phase is development. Development allows you to play these diamond cards. They represent technological or economic developments. And I will not actually be playing the development phase in this instance. However, if I were to choose it, I'd be allowed to buy one of these cards at 1 less cost. To play a card, you'd have to discard, in this case for dropships cost 4, you would have to discard 3 cards if you chose the phase. I'm actually going to choose to settle. Settling works much the same way, and allows you to put additional worlds into play. In a 2-player game, you're allowed to choose the settle phase or the develop phase twice. In fact, you can choose phases 1 through 3 and 4 twice. The production phase can only be chosen once per player. Sure, let's keep that one. It's the most handy looking card. Now, settle world. There's 2 ways of settling a world. In this case, I will be settling by paying the cost of the world. There's two types of worlds. Some can be windfall worlds, which are represented by Halo. And what that means is that it'll come into play with a corresponding good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to discard 4 cards to play it. The bonus for choosing the settle phase is that you get to draw a card if you've placed a world. The shaded ones are what are called production worlds. And by playing these, they don't come into play for good, but will automatically produce additional goods regardless of which player chooses it. Windfall worlds can also be replenished with goods, but only if you choose production phase. That is the bonus. So I'm going to drop that one. And I don't really want this. Do I really want this one or this one? No, I don't want that, so gone. The production phase. Not the production, but the consumption phase. I'm going to be using it this turn. I'm going to use it to sell goods. You can choose to sell goods or double points. Some cards will allow you to consume a good for points. For example, this first planet here, Espionarandi, gives me Iridani. It's kind of weird how it's spelled. Anyways, this will allow me to consume a good for a victory point and a card. So I'm going to use both abilities of the consume phase to show them both off here. I get to keep one of these cards. I'm going to keep this one. I must sell a resource. So selling a resource is choosing one resource of your choice and selling it. You can check the cards that you haven't played to see if any give you a bonus. For example, the Merchant World allows you to sell for 2 additional cards. There are 4 different kinds of resources in the game. Alien technologies, novelty goods. There's also 2 other types, rare elements and genes. There's no cards in play right now that I can show you, but they're represented by different colors. And for example, alien will give selling an alien technology will give you the most possible cards in your hand. Selling novelty goods will give you the least. So there are different values for the cards. That's something to watch out for, but it's nothing to worry about really. And what I just did there, I had a special consumption power. This is the only card that allows you to do this. Merchant World allows you to discard 2 points for a victory card, so for a victory point. So I decided to do that. There are 2 ways of scoring victory points: by consuming goods and by placing cards into play. When you place a card into play, there's going to be a point value in the card as represented in the hexagons. Yeah, I'm going to choose to develop. I'm going to show off the development phase and put this one in. There are development cards which cost 6. And they have a varying point score. So in the case of the one I'm going to play here, the Merchant Guild, it scores me 2 additional points for each production world, the shaded in ones. I've got a bunch of production worlds sitting over here, so I'm going to try and maximize this over the course of the game. That one. I choose to place the worlds, I choose that one. So 1, 2. As I was trying to mention before, I think there's 2 ways of settling a world. Some can be settled by discarding cards equal to the number in the circle. There's also some planets that can be militarily conquered. Some cards will give you a military bonus. In this case, again, we're going back to Epsilon or Iridani. I'll get the pronunciation of this right one day. Gives me a military force of 1. That number is 1. Therefore, I'm going to settle this planet. And because I'm going to want to refill my hand, I'm going to sell the good with the consume phase. What do I want to put into play? This one. So I'm going to keep that one in my hand, sorry. Choose to place the world. I can place this one. Now, because I have the military force, I did not have to discard any cards. If you do not have enough military force, you cannot play the card at all. There are exceptions, of course, depending on the cards you have in play, but 99% of the time, you are not going to be able to play this without a military force of some sort. So we're going to sell the genes for a whole bunch of cards, because I've got this nice little bonus over here. And I can choose to discard 2 cards. Right now I don't want to. And I will continue playing. Right now I want to put worlds into place, so I'm going to settle twice. I'm going to settle the Spice World. No, don't start singing that song, please. I'm trying to get that one out of my head. It's been stuck there forever. Do not start singing the Spice World song. Let's get rid of those. I must consume. Oh, you chose to consume. Sure, I'm gonna get rid of a couple of cards I can't really play or don't really want to play. To the Merchant World. Boom. Gone. Your maximum hand size is 10 in this game, by the way, and Orion had a whole bunch of cards in his hand. How is he doing, by the way? Another aspect of this game is you can always check your opponent's tableaus to see what they're going for. And he's going heavy with alien cards, so he's going to have a very strong game if he gets the right cards for it. I'm going to settle, put this one into play, and I'm going to produce, because I've got a whole bunch of worlds that produce stuff. I get to choose one card. I guess I'll keep that one. And I'll settle this, because I want to. I also get to choose a Windfall World to replenish. Because I chose the production phase, I get to replenish one of these. Sure, the alien one. And I don't have any more consumption powers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. When one player gets to 12 cards or more, that'll end the game. Also, in a 2-player game, there are 24 victory point chits. Once they're exhausted, the game will end as well. So 2 ways to end the game. I'm just going to assume he wants to settle something, so I'm going to go 5-0 and try and dig for a good card. And then I'm going to use the double to double the points I get from my goods. See if it works. Oh, here we go. That's a good one. I choose develop and settle, so I get to choose one of these cards. And keep the one that'll benefit me the most. I want to keep this one. I consume 3 different types of goods. Do I have 3 different types? No, I do not. I can get to 3 different types of goods because I can settle. Or do I have enough cards to do that? I don't. Never mind. So what else can consume? Outlaw World can consume, so I'm going to keep that card. I may place a development. Sure, the game's going to end anyways, so I'm going to place replicant robots. It's good for 2 points. So I'll pay the 4 cards. I can place the world. I have the military force to play the outlaw world, so that's what's happening. Then I can consume resources. To consume resources, you check for worlds that have consumability. A lot will let you consume any good for a point. Some will ask you for specific goods, but may give you more points. And some won't give you points at all, but cards instead. I don't know if I have any consumption powers I haven't used here yet. Each consumption power can only be used once unless the card says otherwise. I think I've used them all up except for my special discard one here, so I'm going to drop those to the Merchant World and end the game. The game ended because I had 13 cards in my tableau. Final score 42-29. Good game, my friend. Let's look again at the final situation. He had a good thing going here. Like, he got this early, making it very easy for him to play all these alien worlds. Alien worlds are good for selling, because these will give you the most cards if you sell them. There's a card in the deck that gives you a huge bonus if you have a bunch of alien worlds, but he did not get to it in time. In the meantime, I had a bunch of cheap production worlds, which gave me a huge boost with this card. 2 points per production world. I got 10 points because I had 5 of these worlds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They all happen to be blue, but they could have been any color. Okay, so I hope I gave you a good explanation of the game. It's a tricky one to do with how quick this game is. I've timed out, so I'm sort of ruined my reputation score on this website. Yeah, no one will like me on this website ever again. That's not true, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments about Race for the Galaxy, or if you ever wanted to try this or any other game featured on the Board Game Arena, send me a message, give me a shout, and we'll make it happen. Alright, have a good one everyone, I'll see you next time.